From Dublin, Nemesis.
Surrounded by lethal stainless steel spikes and a pneumatic ram, this fur-covered robot isn't as cuddly as it looks. Weighing in at 76.8 kilograms, Nemesis hopes to uphold Celtic honour here on Robot Wars.
Is stand by.
The Nemesis team from Dublin, controllers Peter Redmond and William Murphy, aviation technicians backed by engineer Joe Gavin.
Nemesis' primary weapon is a pneumatic ram, 150 psi pneumatic ram. Even though we might look furry and friendly, we've got a 2mm stainless steel can. We're going to take plenty of bashing.
3, 2, 1, activate.
The Dublin boys with Nemesis. Haven't they got good taste? Red and black polka dots and that ghastly grin and red fur, surely vulnerable to flame, I would have thought. But this is a good run. Already Dead Metal's out of it. Look at that horrible grin. And Matilda waits, and that's a good dummy for Matilda, and that's a very good run, and they're through.
Stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
Nemesis gives Shunt the eye, and that evil grin. Those spikes look deadly as well. It's all about traction and torque. And Nemesis could talk in tongues here because there's a little pneumatic ram shaped like a viper's tongue that can come out any minute and kill off Shunt. Oh, he's not going to go again, surely. We thought Shunt was unbeatable and fearless. Go on, Shunt, get out. Talk about living on the edge. And Nemesis surely through. Marvellous. 3, 2, 1. Roadblock and Nemesis not only need to avoid each other, but our own house robots in their patrol areas go in there, and you're in trouble. The boys from Dublin will use the spikes and the hydraulic prong, and Roadblock will use that saw, activated by Hender Blewett, and Roadblock could choke on a furball. Nemesis being ripped to shreds at this moment in time. They need to get away from that saw. Oh, that could be a mistake by Roadblock. It's gone in with Matilda and the spikes, and it's impaled on the spikes. Matilda's saw and that vicious tail. This could be a tale of two saws. Roadblock away. Now attacks Nemesis again. Gets underneath. The Nemesis boys all want to go into space, and they're in the air. They're in the air, and they're on fire. Get the fire brigade. Aye, aye, you're in trouble.
Nemesis is on fire.
It could all be over for Nemesis shortly now!
Roboteers, stand
Nemesis
by.
back again. One of the most sporting teams from the last wars. The Nemesis boys all want to go into space, and they're in the air! They're in the air! And they're on fire!
We've done very little changes. It's more or less the same machine with the pneumatic ram. That should put some holes in some of the other robots. And we've got the same motors and gearboxes that we had last year too.
3, 2, 1, activate.
The gauntlet course seems deadlier and deadlier, and Nemesis smiles through it all and immediately veers towards the ram rig here, squeezing in on the left-hand side towards the circular saws to rip up and churn that bright scarlet fur, and waiting there again for them, and he loves them, his Sergeant Bash. He loves a flick, a lick, a flame to torch and burn and sizzle fur. And Nemesis stuck. Go on, boys, on fire again. Smoking, Nemesis, burning, on fire. Waiting for them is Killalot 2. Oh my goodness me, hopes up in flames. Killalot and Dead Metal squeezing in. Burning, boggling Nemesis eyes. But I think they've just done enough. Catched up Nemesis.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Nemesis, what a pathetic and sorry sight. What great competitors. Nudging, nosing, Nemesis. The spikes, the prongs, the lobster claws, all coming into effect here though. The saw blade at the back of the robot. Ash tries a little lick of flame, but too far away, says Nemesis. Peter Redmond, John Kinnan, Joe Gavin and William Murphy, the teammates. Spinning, We're not creating that much destruction by spinning it. Look at the barrels down! In come the Simbox ambulance men. Semi-final. Nemesis against Onslaught.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
The wedge on front of Onslaught here could be decisive if it can get in enough beyond those spikes and prongs and blades. Look at that. They've gone for the kebab. They're great, the boys from Ireland. They just love to be torched. Dead Metal has pinned Onslaught into the PPZ. Shouldn't have gone in there, boys. You're in danger now. Dead Metal's got you in the pincers. Across here is the Sergeant. Oh, good speed out. Taking on Nemesis again with the onions. Marvellous stuff. Onslaught. You won't want to take on Shunt, though. Nemesis just sitting there, really towards the pin and finally in. The end for Nemesis. Insurrection, a special exhibition grudge match featuring our own Sergeant Bash. With Ram Rombit, a sacrificial robot built especially for this exhibition, driven by an old friend of Robot Wars, George Francis. Now he loves to take on a house robot. Mind you, so do the boys from Dublin. With Nemesis from Ireland, a furry, freakish fireball too often in Robot Wars. All Air Force engineers giving a smouldering look there to Bash because they remember him so well from the past. The Nemesis boys all want to go into space and they're in the air! They're in the air! And they're on fire! It could all be over for Nemesis surely now! Nemesis! Burning! On fire! Waiting for them is Killalot 2! Oh my goodness me! Hopes up in flames! Burning, boggling Nemesis eyes!
Well, guys, you went out in a ball of flames in the last war. I would have thought you'd learned.
Not at all. Burn it, that's what I say. Burn it all to hell.
Roboteers, stand by.
Would you look at that? I can't believe it, Nemesis.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Nemesis has the kebab on board, the onions and the chef's hat. This is brilliant. Bash immediately goes in. We've even heard they've doused each other with paraffin in the pits here. Oh, look at Ram Rombit, the sacrificial robot. And look at Nemesis on fire. Well, I hope you like your kebab well cooked. I don't think this is going to last long. For goodness sake, don't try this at home, any of you. These are trained roboteers, would you believe? We've got health and safety boys on board. Look at Nemesis. Oh, it's a Catherine wheel Ram Rombit. Ah, fireworks. That's brilliant. That was absolute.
Roboteers, stand by.
Diotoir. Captain Peter Redmond wants to be a shepherd. Well, according to team members Zulu, in other words, Karen Byrne, and Sting 2, Captain Dave Barker's been a hang gliding pilot for around about 15 years now. He's on the right. With Pete Alsop driving Sting 2 into the middle of the arena against Diotoir. Was a little bit of fur already ripped away it was. The smile's a little bit lopsided, isn't it? There's the wiggly-waggly tail on the back of Sting 2. Looks like a scorpion. It's got a modified body. They say it's got a more organic look about the assembly. This year, Sting 2, the backbone and rib effect, the scorpion tail, the lifting arm from Diotoir. I want to see it over the flame pit. I want to see that fur on fire again. I dream about that between Robot Wars series, I know. Rather strange and sad at the same time, but there's Diotoir. Just nudging, with Sting 2 trying to flick Diotoir away. It's a little bit nervy and tentative. See the spikes on front of Sting 2? They're an addition this season. The new Robot Wars backup. As Diotoir pushes Sting 2 back against the arena wall, or tries to, at the control. Peter Redmond built a June buggy in his time, a robot vacuum cleaner as well. He's not trying to suck, he's trying to push Sting 2 towards the pit. And down goes the Scorpion. That's a very, very popular victory in the arena. Last time around in the Steel Avenger. John Willoughby at the controls.
Activate.
Of Arthurian legend, the Steel Avenger perhaps, with the feather duster on the back. And Diotoir, a great roar goes up every time they do anything. A little bit of fur flies off.
Oh, the Steel Avenger slamming into Dead Metal, working its way away from danger, but Dead Metal has a long memory. Diotoir nearly driving into the house robots. Oh, great slam, bam, from the... I think this time they're using the ice blade, aren't they, at the front? Yes, they are. The Steel Avenger to cut into, cleave Diotoir's hopes. Bashing on the back of the Steel Avenger, turning to get away. Oh, and off comes something from Diotoir again. There's a boggle eye. So now they just can stare blankly from the one eye. Cyclops now from the Republic of Ireland in the shape of Diotoir. Son of Nemesis, the Steel Avenger bashes against the arena wall. Diotoir getting in and underneath and flipping the Steel Avenger up and over, and that was their only viable tactic, and it's paid off. What a run here for Diotoir. They're on fire. Oh, great. I'd pay my admission fee just to see this. Look at this. They're on fire. A flame of burning. Diotoir, they've got to rebuild it all over again. At least look at the flag on top. At least that's not smouldering. Diotoir have got to rebuild it once again, all over again.
Activate.
The Dubliners done well to repair Diotoir. It's got the little trophy from the Steel Avenger, the feather duster as well, and immediately Firestorm trying to lever Diotoir up and over. Where do they get all this polka dot fur from? I know one of the team members, Zulu, Karen Byrne, they rip and wears red and black fluffy underpants as well. Maybe he's got a secret store. He'll need something, certainly, because Diotoir's up and over. The judges look on. They'll be impressed by that sudden attack from Firestorm. And there, the lifting mechanism flicks Diotoir up and over. Diotoir, of course, has its own hydraulic arm. Now onto the flame pit. The lick of flame. The smile obliterated. The Dead Metal camera records it all. Once again, the splendid entertainers from Dublin's Fair City are left feeling hot under the collar, and Firestorm about to take on Dead Metal. Dead Metal sparking away there. Metal being burnt. The fur flickers, but not the life force inside Diotoir, I'm afraid. Kill-a-lot to finish it off with a coup de grace, perhaps. In goes the lance, in underneath the lifting mechanism of Diotoir, enabling Kill-a-lot to lift it, hoist it, and push it towards, well, Bash wants some fur. That's just getting cold out there. Now is the winter of Diotoir's discontent, certainly, if it is a wee bit chilly on the arena floor. The Firestorm boys look on.
All right.
And I think we're about to see the mighty arena flipper. Diotoir righted. It's not all right. It's all gone wrong for the boys of Dublin. What a story, but Firestorm worthy winners.
Dipoposaurus Rex with Nancy and Philippe Popé, whose main passion is motorbikes. And Diotoir from Ireland, with Kieran Byrne, Joe Gavin, and Peter Redmond, the captain at the controls. And they're great fun, let me tell you, the Irish lads. As long as they can keep Diotoir away from the flame pits, or the flamethrower of Sergeant Bash in the corner. You watch the fur fly. And the lifting arm raised, Dipoposaurus Rex, perhaps, as the Belgian dinosaur of Robot Wars just trickles away. In comes Diotoir once again. You can see the lifting arm there from the Dipoposaurus Rex cabin. You can see the distance there away from the arena, and they have to use the remote controls like that to turn and flip opponents, and that's what Diotoir has done. But that's what we call a Shreemech in Robot Wars, a self-righting mechanism, yes, thrown, but can easily right itself because of the shape of the robot. Later on, you might see more technically advanced Shreemech systems. But meanwhile, Dipoposaurus Rex and Philippe have other problems because Diotoir has that lifting arm manoeuvring again. Sort of stabbing out but not causing main danger, and the main danger now for the Belgian team is the pit just inches away. They're caught between a rock and a hard place.
place, and they're lifting Diotoir. Is Diotoir on fire? Flame flickering from the rear end of the Irish chain. We knew they'd be vulnerable to flaming fur. Oh, sizzling and burning. Are their hopes going up in smoke?
Cease.
Oh, I don't know.
By.
The first spotted Diotoir with Peter, Joe and Kieran and Cerberus. Magnificent looking robot. Well done to the Cypriot boys for putting that together. Super looking robot, isn't it, Cerberus? With the tail and the head, the eyes there. And Diotoir as well, with the boggle eyes and the great lurid grin. And the fur covering, balding at the back, of course. That's the fur covering, I should say, on Diotoir, balding at the back. And they'll need to avoid the flame pits and the gnashers of Cerberus and the claws too and the tail. It's not wagging at the moment though. Enjoy, because Diotoir is causing trouble. Don't forget that lifting ram. Very powerful. Oh, and flipping Cerberus up and over. Almost like a little puppy dog that wants a tickled tummy. Cerberus though beginning to growl and growl. And the tail clamping down on the lifting mechanism of Diotoir. Spinning away Cerberus. Oh, kill a lot in there from the CPZ, the house robot, coming into play. Cerberus spins, comes on the attack again. Diotoir flips it once and tries for the big one that'll end it, surely! Over goes Cerberus. The Irish boys are through. Cerberus out. Immobilised by this great flip. Once they tried it, up and over. And give that doggy a kennel for the night. It's all over for Cerberus. Oh, no. Oh, look, in the top of your picture, Diotoir is on fire again. But we don't need this also. The house robot's coming in on Cerberus. Someone should stop this. You may laugh, that's your machine. It took you 8 weeks to build, just about to be gnashed and gnawed and tattered and torn by Kill-A-Lot and Co. Someone call a stop to this. This isn't fair. Oh, I don't want to watch. Cerberus is being torn to pieces out there. Cerberus in pain. Ooh, and torture. And Diotoir's on fire. They won't mind that. They love to burn, baby, burn. Robot Inferno. That's the song on Diotoir lips. And meanwhile, Cerberus about to taste tire at the bottom of the pit.
Cease.
Disappointment for the Cypriot boys. And there, the Irish scarred and burnt entry Diotoir.
Roboteers, stand by.
Hey, great fun. Peter Redmond, Joe Gavin and Kieran Byrne. And the Behemoth boys too.
Activate.
Two very popular teams in the pits. Waltz together. This for a place in the world final. And there the flipper of Behemoth, and up and over Diotoir. And there the Shreenek, the self-righting mechanism, coming into play, but not righting Diotoir first time. Behemoth gives them a little bit of a helping hand. And they're just going to leave them on its side. And that has totally negated the self-righting mechanism. That won't do. Behemoth's chances any good, though. Helping Diotoir out. Sporting a hand, that's what Robot Wars is all about. Now, you see, once you've been sporting late, you can come in for the kill. Are they on fire again? Diotoir kebab. There's not a lot left of the fur, let's be honest. Up and over. They know there's a torch there. Sergeant Bash and the flamethrower. There's the torch from the side of the arena. And we have ignition. And blast off for Diotoir any moment now, I should think. Unless they can use that arm to get in underneath Behemoth. And don't forget, this English robot on the right, with the stripes, has already beaten the much-fancied Mortis. There, the big scoop. Up and over again. And barbecued Diotoir is just about to be put out for good, I would think. Spinning it, rolling it, crashing it. Again, lifting on the front of the Irish team. They're desperately trying to stay alive. And come on the attack now. To take on Behemoth. Are we to see just a little bit of a sting in the tail for those judges and the rest of us? Well, a little bit tentative, a bit of a prod and a shove. And I don't think Diotoir has the lifting power to hoist this 80-kilogram behemoth. Just trying once again. Time ticking down, though. Both robots still mobile at the end.
Be
interesting to see how far the Irish have progressed and what lessons they've learned. This is Diotoir. At the controls, Peter Redmond.
3,
In the centre,
2,
and Terra Australis at the controls, Rodney Gullickson.
activate.
When you think that most roboteers struggle to build one competitive machine, the Irish boys have built two here, representing Australia. Terra Australis now, of course, in the yellow, with the Roman blade in the front. Rodney at the controls, lifted up, though, by that hydraulic lifting spring arm of Diotoir. Both these machines have an adjustable and very low ground clearance capability. A smile on the face of Joe Gavin on the right-hand side in the Diotoir cherry picker. Birds already flying, though, on the arena floor, which is sort of standard practice if you know Diotoir. Crumpled at the back, it seems, as well, but doing all the aggressive work here and trying to get in underneath Terra Australis. This was the change in the two robots from the Irish team, that lifting arm. And it certainly looks an effective weapon. And Terra Australis towards the pit and in. And a victory for Diotoir. 3 points for the Irish. And now the great challenge to take on the house round. One of the eyes has come off. It's on fire as well. To take on Killalot. And chasing Killalot here. Diotoir across the arena floor. They're farming.
Bye.
Dipoposaurus from Belgium, Philippe and Nancy Popé. And there the Diotoir boys patched up, ready to go. Again, Peter Redmond at the controls with Joe Gavin and Kieran Byrne. And Diotoir away. The Belgians, plenty of muscle, but will they have their chips here against Diotoir? Aye, aye, Captain. Long John Silver of Robot Wars. Diotoir. Both of them with the lifting mechanisms, the spring arm on the front of the fur-covered Diotoir, almost there underneath the tail of Dipoposaurus, yes. Lifting up the dinosaur-shaped machine from Belgium. Oh, up and over. And I think that could be just about it. Philippe's got his work to do here now. Deb Metal was waiting to come in there to the right. You've got Sergeant Bash to the left. Oh, that's it. They've had enough. They're Brussels sprouts out of here. They know it. They're finished. And in comes Deb Metal with the old blade. What Diotoir needs to do is stay out of trouble now and prepare for the final against Razor. By which time they'll be... Oh, hang on. Oh, we might have a chance. Let's get the old aerial up again. Here we come. Dipoposaurus. Is there life in them yet? They're Dead Metal. And also Shunt with a little nudge. The final rights for Dipoposaurus. Finally into the pit. Hanging, lingering, longingly, but finally lumped out of it, the Belgians. Bog-eyed and Razor of England.
3.
This to become the first International Robot Wars League champs. Quick start by Razor. Certainly the nippier of these two robots. The more powerful, I'd say, in terms of destructive ability. But Diotoir has been so hardy throughout Robot Wars history. Set on fire, crumpled and bashed, but still coming back. You can see the springs to load that front lifting arm. Hoisted into action. A bit of a dance developing. Again, the spring-loaded lifting arm flicking up. Oh, but this is where the damage can be so costly. They've gone for the armour just in front of one of the springs of the Razor team. Ian Lewis, Vincent Blood and Simon Scott. These two teams, by the way, the Diotoir boys, Peter, Joe and Kieran, and the Razor team, magnificent characters. Great fun to have in the pits. And at the moment, it's Simon and Ian doing all the damage with Razor. Again coming in on the attack. Oh, Diotoir very nearly here. On and into the pits. And in comes Dev Metal with a shunt. He won't be needed. Razor! The first International Robot Wars League champions. Disappointing end for Diotoir into the pits. Bolt from the blue with the flipping arm. Diotoir with the air-powered spike. And Ming 2 spikes and the front ram.
2, 1, activate.
Interesting to see what damage there was to Diotoir before we even began in the pits. Well, you can see they're not right, are they? Driven immediately back there. And Ming 2 and Bolt from the blue almost like a pincer attack. Forcing Diotoir back to the arena wall and now dangerously towards the flame pit. The crowd loves Diotoir and the boys from Dublin because they don't seem to be mind being charbroiled. But at the moment, is that an inflammable Diotoir we're seeing out there? An indestructible Diotoir? Well, they'll have to right themselves very quickly, Peter Redmond and Kieran Bird. Meanwhile, the two underdogs there, Ming 2 and Bolt from the blue, circle dangerously. Avoid each other. Well, that was nothing, just a bit of a bruise and a bump. But Diotoir is in real trouble here. Peter and Karen need to get out from that arena wall, and they are on fire now! That's the end, surely, for Diotoir. It is! Oh, what a shame! Greg, as you know, this is an endurance test. You have to stay in the sumo arena as long as possible with shunts. Spawn of Scudder managing 8.03 seconds ahead of Firestorm 2, top of the leaderboard so far.
From Dublin and seeded number 21, Diotoir.
And great fun throughout the history of Robot Wars, winning sportsmanship awards. And Kieran Byrne, one of the team members, celebrating as well. Wife Teresa recently gave birth to their second daughter, Alison. There's Diotoir, weighing in at 80 kilos. Hence the might, the power of shunt.
Roboteers, stand by.
Have to stay in the sumo basho ring as long as possible.
1.
Just under a metre long and wide and heavy, but out! Oh, that's a terrible run for the boys from Dublin. Never got going. And Shunt was simply awesome in power on the drive. They came head to head, and there was just the one winner there. So they'll go straight to the barrels. 5 points for each of the barrel knocked over. But this is not just a test of driving control, it's speed as well. That's 50 points as they got in behind Bash. Hit the arena target. Just nudging the big sphere out of the way, but Dead Metal comes in now, and that will impede progress. There's the multi-ball release. You release those balls, 10 points. You've got to release them first, though. Diotoir, well, they finally released them. I wonder if they've tagged themselves onto the multiple. No, they're okay. They're away, but this isn't a very quick run, lads. Points a bit hard to come by. 75 there. Another target now. If they can open the car doors, they'll get another 25 points, and they do so. So it's steady. The bell rings. That's a bowling ball, by the way, from the multi-ball release. On top of Diotoir. We're used to seeing the fur on fire by now. That won't bother them. I don't think this run will bother Spawn of Scudder at the top of the leaderboard. Appreciated by the crowd at the arena, but no, it wasn't good enough. They're delighted with it.
Stand by.
There's Wild Thing with Sean at the controls. She has to control the robot for a minute, as does Vic Reeves. After the minute, they can give up the controls to one of the experts if they want. Here we go then. The object is to immobilise your opponents if you can. Oh, what happened there? I think one of the additions has come off. Diotoir, there goes the frying pan, there goes the rabbit head, there goes the pancake. Who'll be flattened now for the rest of this battle. Shauna at the controls of Wild Thing. Vic Reeves, of course, with Diotoir. Diotoir is on fire! That polka dot design may look natty, but it's flammable, and you don't see too many robots in Robot Wars with a flammable design. And at the moment, the bunnies on top of Wild Thing are hopping.
Oh, your glasses are gone. And your phone is gone.
All right, I'm pushing.
Diotoir and Vic have lost their glasses. It's all going wrong for them, and Diotoir being pushed across the arena floor. Don't forget, you've got the Pit of Oblivion, you've got the CPZ. Once the robot's pushed into there, the house robots can come out to play, like Sergeant Bash at the bottom of your picture, there with the flame torch. And Wild Thing getting into a little bit of trouble there with Sean at the controls. There's Vic still demanding the controls of Diotoir. And Shauna gets on the controls now, and Adam's taking over because Wild Thing is in trouble. The bunnies are on fire. In comes Dead Metal.
Can't say something about it. Oh, don't do me there.
Matilda there with the tusks on Wild Thing. A lick of flame from Sergeant Bash onto Diotoir. And I wonder if Peter Redmond or Kieran Byrne will take controls of the Dublin machine. Oh, Wild Thing being picked up by Killalot. Killalot's weapons are actually fashioned from the jaws of life used by emergency services to rescue people. But to cause doom and destruction to robots. Wild Thing is out. Vic Reeves is the winner. Shauna Lowry is out.
Roboteers, stand by.
This is Gemini. It's a cluster bot. It can divide in two and then join up as a team, like the Turner Girls. And Diotoir from Dublin, with Vic Reeves very much at the controls.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Taking great advice from Alice, though, his daughter. And the unique Diotoir.
Oh, flame fans, glasses. Boom. Okay.
The specs are removed immediately. He's been very go-ahead and aggressive with his driving, Vic, but now Diotoir's on flames. The polka dot design may look pretty, but it's certainly flammable and vulnerable as well to a shove from underneath. What is crucial in Robot Wars is that machines should have a low ground clearance. Diotoir has, but still, Gemini can get in underneath and flip it up and over.
Right, no, let it. Why? Bring it back over.
That hair on top is made of a material called Kevlar, by the way. It's designed to mesh up and ruin other robots' machinery and blades and saws and so on. But now one of the cluster bots of Gemini is flipped up there by Vic Reeves.
Oh, yeah. That was cool, wasn't it?
She's hopping as much as Gemini. I did notice she wasn't actually driving at the time.
What's radio contact?
Oh no! You're joking!
Oh no, one of them's deactivated.
Kieran there, Zulu, has spotted something I hadn't. And if that's true, and part of Gemini is deactivated, then they're out. If one half of Gemini is immobilised, then both halves are out. If one half is silenced, then both halves are silenced. Perhaps that goes for the Turner Girls as well. I don't know. There's the Pit of Oblivion. And it looks to me as if Wendy and Anthea are going to descend into that Pit of Oblivion. Well, they don't know. They're on tenterhooks, so am I. There's Killalot. There goes Gemini. And there goes their hope. Vic Reeves' demise. Oh, that's adding insult to injury, isn't it? The evil injector. And now look at this. This is Shunt, one of those four-house robots, and the pair of them are in the pit. Cease.
Roboteers, stand by.
This, the Celebrity Robot Wars Grand Final with Diotoir from Ireland, Vic Reeves, and there Adam Woodgett, Natalie Cassidy, and
3,
Pussycat.
2, 1. Activate.
And their control of these robots has been splendid. Off goes the frying pan and the pancake and the buns.
Here goes the four. Oh, lovely, a four-ball. Excellent. His weapon's gone.
Off goes the polka dot skirting. But I wonder if that's going to cause them problems because it's trapped around the blade.
Try and burn the material off the floor.
Ooh, that's a risky tactic. Try and burn the material off. Off come the specs again. So we've now got the myopic Diotoir. They're trying to burn that fur Off the blade. It's smouldering. It's still trapped around the blade, though. Right at the very hub. Diotoir, meanwhile, in trouble from dead metal. Whose fur-brained idea was the polka dot, boys?
Just so unfair.
Shunt is in. Back comes Pussycat. I think Diotoir has a major problem. This is dead metal with the pincers, and the house robots certainly feel and have been told Diotoir has been immobilized. They can go in for the kill. Oh, poor little Alice.
Big police. I know big police, Alice.
And Kieran's trying to console her in there. Oh, the smoke coming out of... Oh.
Don't worry about it now.
Go watch. This is Killalot against Diotoir. Back to the reality.
Oh, we're still moving.
And the bludgeoning. Oh, and the evil ejector. Alice, I'm not taking any pleasure in this. Oh, well, I am.
Where's the justice in that? Oh, dear me.
Sorry, Vic. Sorry, boys. Down in the pit with you! And we have the last laugh. Cease. At the controls of Wheelie Big Cheese and Peter Redmond there with Diotoir.
3, 2, 1.
Diotoir's got to dance and prance and stay out of range of that mighty titanium flipper, and it's done its own little bit of shoveling work there early on. Diotoir is Dr. Zulu at the controls as well with Peter Redmond. Kieran Byrne, as he calls himself. Look at the eyes, they're great, aren't they? Watching Plant builds and designs robots. It's all he does, actually. Well, apart from taking his 4 German Shepherd dogs out for a walk. Oh! One of the eyes has come off to itself. Barely turned over. Look at the attack here. Wheelie Big Cheese flips him up and over. An eye shatters completely. Diotoir with the spikes on the side to help itself right, I presume. Tossed around the arena by Wheelie Big Cheese. They must self-right shortly, otherwise they'll be counted out. There's the red bot coming in, and Killalot as well. Now that's out of order, Killalot, because Diotoir was not in a CPZ, had not yet been counted out. Killalot should not be doing this. Red bot, get in there, and that's a yellow card. A yellow card for Killalot. A new feature of this series of Extreme. Red bot finally stamping his authority, and also giving Diotoir the red card, of course. They're out of it. They were immobilized. And now the house robots can come in and finally dump Diotoir in the pit or wherever they want to. On the angle grinder there on this side of the arena. Now Killalot can have its chance. But the house robots, for me, have been getting away with far too much for far too long. And that's why we've said to Red Bot, go in there and use your authority on Killalot. Well, rather you than me, Red Bot. But Diotoir, of course, in bits and pieces. Same old story. Nothing new there then. But they're great sports and they'll be back again. Look at the fur. Why do they look at the fur? It's shredded. There's like a cat's tail in there. Why do they keep lining it with fur? Over the flame pit. There's a little bit of a tail now on dead metal as well. The war zone is strewn with parts of Diotoir.
From Clondalkin, Dublin, in Ireland, Diotoir.
Lost in the first round of the first World Championships. The flammable fur, slow speed and impotent weaponry will always leave it vulnerable, but tactically they're very astute, brave and great fun too.
From Germany, Lenzburg Power.
The motor comes from a windscreen wiper. It has a dazzling lights display, 2 abrasive cutting machines, and a darting spear, but I can't see it illuminating these proceedings.
From the United Kingdom, Razor.
Reigning world and international champion, quickest in the heat with 11-mile-an-hour top speeds. The beak can crush and ram, powered by a 12-volt, 5-piston hydraulic pump. And watch for the Streamek, beautifully unique.
United States of America, the revolutionist.
Four-wheel driven has run full speed into concrete with no damage. Why would they want to do that in training? A cutter with two steel spinning teeth provide the weaponry.
Roboteers, stand by.
In the arena for the house robots, Matilda with the tusks and the 27-kilo flywheel, and alongside her, the mighty Sir Killalot.
3, 2, 1.
Refbot gets out of the way in the middle. Razor immediately dances after the revolutionist there. No centre of gravity there in the middle of the arena. Diotoir and Flensburger power, a little bit cursory, glance at each other. But already the stateside hopes of the revolutionists begin to crumble because Razor's beak and crumpling jaw, claw, call it what you might, is after the stars and stripes. This is a little bit like a slow dance. Meanwhile, the other competition between Diotoir and Flensburger power, look at that, crumpling into the revolutionist. The beak of Razor, the reigning world champions. The revolutionists might run into concrete with no damage, but not into the Razor. Flensburger power being counted out. They've gone automatically already. Dear oh dear, Razor now after Diotoir and crumbling into the very heart of the Irish boys. Irish eyes are not smiling. In fact, there's only one left. Razor picks it up. Part bird, part reptile, sleek and mean and cool looking Razor. The team of Bournemouth, Matilda's flywheel spinning Flensburger power. We're into the last seconds of countdown now. Flensburger power have long gone. Razor is the most dramatic and most effective so far. Surely it will go through to the judges to decide who goes through. Will it be the state's hopes of the revolutionists? I doubt it. Will it be Diotoir? Will it be Razor?
From Thornhill in Cwmbran, Gwent, panic attack.
Champions of the Second Wars, twice semi-finalists, polycarbonate and bulletproof fiberglass shell with added wide skirts now, lifting forks, durable and dangerous.
From Clondalkin, Dublin in Ireland, Diotoir.
A fur-lined, fun-filled, fantastic feline spotted folk hero from Ireland. Not fast, not dangerous, not secure. I love it.
Portishead in Bristol, Sheer Khan.
Will this keep its head while all around are losing theirs? The weaponry, a rock chisel at the front and that 12-kilo moving drum at the back covered in tiger teeth.
Roboteers, stand by.
Peter Edmond at the controls of Diotoir on the right and Kim and Michael Davis on the left-hand side of Panic Attack. There's the Sheer Khan boys, Richard Radford and Christopher Martin. House robots, Matilda with the flywheel and the tusks. More dangerous this time around. And Shunt. Can anything push harder than Shunt?
3, 2, 1.
Diotoir with the picture of Panic Attack on the front. And immediately there's the rock chisel, look, like a little snake tongue coming out of the front of Sheer Khan. Did you see that? You can't have failed to, and you can't have failed to have seen this again. Diotoir on the flame pit, which has left the picture of Panic Attack rather cooked. Sheer Khan up on the edge of Panic Attack and flipped up and over when it's got the weaponry, but it does not have the control, nor a Sremek, and they're in major trouble here now, Sheer Khan. Over they go. That was a good drive by Panic Attack. It actually uses those side skirts as an offensive weapon. Well, also, now on Diotoir, that's the counting out of Sheer Khan. I'm so disappointed because the weaponry looks devilish. And over go Diotoir. Well, they've got the spring-loaded bucket scoopers. Finally, Sheer Khan are red-carded. They're out. They've got the bucket scoop there at Diotoir. So potentially they can self-right, but I don't think they're going to here. The pit descends. Diotoir crashes down, helped out a little bit by Panic Attack, or have they been? Because Kim Davis has them on the forklift, and they're now being dredged and dragged Diotoir towards doom and gloom. And therein lies oblivion. Very controlled performance by Panic Attack. They're through to the Annihilator later in the series. Good stuff, Kim Davis and that machine. Well done. Sheer Khan, so disappointing. Had the weaponry, but nothing else. Look at this on the floor flipper. Way! Tiger, Tiger, burning bright for you, I'm afraid. It's a disappointing good night.
Cease.
Well, cease has been called, but Shunt has a little bit of tidying up to do. Diotoir in the pit. Sheer Khan about to go down as well. Panic Attack has a little nudge on Shunt. That's great. Look at this. They're trying to topple Shunt. Certainly got the weapons wedged in hard underneath. Shunt will not like this in the house robots. Kim Davis have long memories. Cease called again. That means cease, Panic Attack. I.e. stop, desist, finish, end, yellow card. You're lucky to survive with just that. Earlies. Graham Bone and Alex Mordew are not happy. And Diotoir. Zulu, I've taken my pin-ups of you off my wall at home. And the house robots, the busy bruiser and arena cruiser Shunt, and with him Sergeant Bash with the lick of flame.
3, 2.
Diotoir moving slowly. Firestorm with the wedge. Trying to get underneath. The bulldozer at the front of Diotoir. And that cruel banner needs to be ripped away by Firestorm. Backing on to Diotoir. Lost against them in round 3 of the heat in Series 3. And going about the same way, Diotoir immediately flipped over. One of the eyes gone. The boggle eyes have both come off of Diotoir. In comes the red bot. Is it all over there and then? Firestorm with the flipper of righted Diotoir. They want another bash. Diotoir, well, blinded, of course, by the flames. And it's all Firestorm and Diotoir on fire again. Well, where there is smoke, there must be fire and there must be Diotoir. Every time they come back to Robot Wars, they catch fire. They are great fun, and it was all fun in the pits earlier, I can tell you, I'm sure it was. But Diotoir, well, they taunted Firestorm, and Firestorm have come back to them and met fire with fire. And Diotoir counted out just before the last fur is flamed. Aye, aye. What's going on there? Diotoir, a charcoal mess. A nude Diotoir, nuded of fur, and Firestorm of well and truly rubbed them in it. Splendid stuff by Graham and Alex and Hazel. So, Diotoir, the Irish team, with the Welsh stickers taking up its position in the corner, which means that mega-morg will be out in the arena. Yes! The Welsh and Irish team. There's Dorian Cordy getting a massage from Dr. Zulu. Peter Redmond at the controls of Diotoir with the fur devil's caps. King B into the corner, leaving 101. The reigning Tag Terror champions. Mike Franklin at the controls of 101, Simon Harrison for the King B Powerworks team. And don't forget, our own terror, Sergeant Bash in the war zone to keep an evil eye on things, along with Shunt. Huge push from the scoop.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
So 2 robots start. They can change by tagging their teammates in the corner. mega-morg looks by far the bigger, but it's only 2 kilos heavier than 101, with the little front spikes that can flip if they can get underneath mega-morg. There you can see the spike like a serpent's tongue. Onto the picture of Anne Robinson. mega-morg unhappy with her comments about the Welsh, who will be the weakest link here. There's a tag. King B replacing 101. And also the other tag, Diotoir's out with the inflatable sheep, just trying to drift by and past his opponent there. King B trying to thrust with the front lifting forks. The sheep, well, he's lost his sheep. Diotoir, Little Bo Peep, smashed against the arena wall, has tagged, or has he? mega-morg sits back in there. Be prepared for mayhem here. absolute confusion. I'm sure it'll all just break down into an utter rumble. There's the circular saw on the front of King B. A Pussycat-style circular saw we've seen on Pussycat, that famous robot from Robot Wars in the past. And there's the front lifting forks on the back of the circular saw. Takes on the sheep that goes flying there. Old Larry the Lamb. Dear, oh dear. Diotoir. Well, the fur has been scratched, and mega-morg wants to come out and protect Diotoir. Can they tag in there and allow mega-morg to come out? Why is Diotoir taking the punishment here, and why is mega-morg not coming out? mega-morg, a little shove on the teammate, and now comes into the action with the Welsh slogan on the back. mega-morg slamming into both King B and 101, and they're both down on the war zone floor. I've warned you of this. There's the spike. Diotoir's on fire. King B has been tossed around the arena by Diotoir. Meanwhile, mega-morg and 101 are thrusting against one another. There's 101 with a little push there on mega-morg. King B spinning around. Diotoir's on fire. Absolute confusion. 101 chase after mega-morg with the fur-line team colours and the picture of Anne Robinson. 101 now under pressure from Diotoir. Diotoir will flip 101. Don't worry about that. That can work both ways up because of the tank traps. But is only one of the tank traps working? I think it is. And all of a sudden, the reigning champions are in trouble because I think King B is spinning wildly out of control. And the reigning champions could be facing elimination here in the Tag Team Terror. There's no control on King B, and 101 in trouble too. This could be a shock.
Roboteers, stand by.
The ref bot checks the arena. We check the pods. Yep, we're ready to go, go, go. Green light for go. And the Tag Team Terror semi-final. The second semi-final is off and underway. Pussycat out there with Spawn again. Spawn again across the flame pit. Watch for that Pussycat patented blade. Can tear and slice into anything. Spawn again has the flipper. Spawn again just moving rather sluggishly. Can actually get up to 25 miles an hour top speeds, but I think they're in trouble. Spawn again. No, they're not. They come out of the arena sidewall. They looked a little bit sluggish and ponderous for me, but they've got Pussycat on the run here. Pussycat into the CPZ. Needs to get out because Matilda's in there with the tusks. Of course, Pussycat can run any which way up, really, on those four wheels. They're the Pussycat and Diotoir team. Pussycat nudges the arena release button, which crumbles and breaks. Come and Getrix has been tagged, is out there. Pussycat goes back into the TPZ. There's the tag to allow Diotoir to come in. Diotoir, great sports, good fun, always have been. But what was that? Spawn again are out and in the arena, and that's not right. Pussycat have flown out of also their kitty lair to come back into the fight, even things up. But Spawn again broke the rules. The rules. Are there any ref bot, really? Let's be honest, this is Tag Team Terror. We don't want rules. We want mechanical mayhem, maniacal mashing out there, and that's what we're getting now in this Tag Team Terror. And Diotoir gets the bucket scoop underneath. Come and Getrix. Come and help. Come and Getrix says to Spawn again. He needs a little bit of assistance. Good push by Diotoir. In comes Pussycat on the side of Come and Getrix, up and over the top. Spawn again. Have they been immobilised? They're moving. They are. But they have these periods of inactivity. Spawn again, which are most frustrating. I think the Pussycat and Diotoir team are on top at this moment in time. There again, Spawn again stopped. Come and Getrix is being pushed around by Diotoir. The Spawn again boys. Oops, I think one of them just said. I don't think they've had control of that all the way through. Not consistent control anyway. Spawn again on the right there. They're being counted out by the ref bot. It was inevitable, so Spawn again have gone. It means, of course, that Shunt can come out with the axe and finish Spawn again onto the floor flipper. Come on, let's see the Spawn fly through the air. Great stuff. The crowd love that flipper. There you can see the CO2 bottle underneath. Fire extinguisher type weapon. And there you see Matilda with the coup de grace. Spawn again in the pit. Well, that team on the left-hand side have gone in the pit. Ignominy. From the flipper, through the air. The heights of success almost there, within touching distance. And then The pits of despair confirmed. Well done, Matilda. One down, one to go. Come and get her, it's there. And somehow Diotoir, somehow it always happens. Why am I baffled? He's on fire. Diotoir's always on fire. Fur-brained, flammable. Foolish design? No, we love the Diotoir boys. They've done tremendously well to get to this stage, I think. In the tag team terror, and come and get her. It would have been in the pit had not its fallen teammate helped them out. In the end, it matters not one jot. One out, both out, and it's Diotoir and Pussycat that'll go through. Great tag team terror final. The Pussycat comes in against suicidal tendencies early on. There's the razor-type beak. Pussycat on its side can drive any which way up. It's a great design, Pussycat, but look, are they going to be clawed? Are they going to be crushed? Don't forget, they can go back and be tagged by Diotoir and rescued. There's the two-teeth blade trying to slice through suicidal tendencies, and the drive by Pussycat forcing the tendency on the back foot. It's a trapped robot, a trap robot. Don't forget suicidal tendencies. Now they can push on Pussycat. Will Pussycat go back into the CPZ and be replaced? It's been patched up throughout this series. Look at that. Put a gaffer tape holding it together there, the Pussycat. On a side, they managed to disguise that away from our cameras in the pits. I can tell you that damage and suicidal tendencies is off after the Pussycat boys. We saw that at the back of the suicidal team. Still the others wait to be tagged. The Steel Avenger, we just caught a glimpse of them going. Diotoir there, top of your picture. And out comes Diotoir now, and out comes the Steel Avenger. And they're all out there in the arena. All is fair in love and tag team terror war. Over goes the Steel Avenger now from Diotoir. Diotoir using the scoop bucket. They've got a little memento, a little mascot from mega-morg. The Welsh boys there, the inflatable sheep on board as well. And it's certainly at this moment pushing and shoving the Steel Avenger over on one side. Tony Bates there in the Steel Avenger team will have been pleased with the way that they self-righted. And the two of them are together, the gleaming steel machines. Again, the Avenger is pushed onto one side, and Pussycat and Diotoir, a concerted pincer attack there. Suicidal tendencies, tries to split them up. Good old battle this, isn't it? Look at Diotoir, there's hardly any fur left on it. It's balding. Pussycat's blade spins and whirs. In the middle of the picture there, this is suicidal tendencies away from Diotoir. Look at the sheep, there's nothing left of them. They once came into the arena with a meat and veggie kebab on the spike, their old weapon, and cooked it in the flame pit. And there goes the release button, completely demolished by Pussycat's blade. Down goes the pit. Who's going to go in it? To win the tag team terror contest outright, you have to stop both robots, let me remind you. The ref box in there. Diotoir. And there's the Steel Avenger trying to dance around the lip of the pit. Suicidal tendencies chasing Pussycat. They're all involved. It's been a terrific contest. Pussycat away. I couldn't call this. This is tremendously tight. The judges have to make a decision. And they will. Well, good luck to them. I couldn't decide. Look at this. This is the Dome team. David Sweeney, Jim Boyd and his daughter Bella, and the Diotoir boys. All great fun themselves. It's a killer lot in the arena with the claws and the lance. Also fighting for the house robots. Sergeant Bash once again.
3, 2, 1.
Good to see that the Dome heads have entered Robot Wars with the right spirit. Immediately flicked up and over by Diotoir. It doesn't have a self-righting mechanism. Look at this. A nudge from the scoop with the leering grin was enough, and over went the Dome. The Dome at the moment, a crashed white elephant. A Robot Wars, you understand. That Dome we're talking about. In the arena now, with Diotoir pushing and veering away and about to come in on another side onslaught. What can the Dome heads do? Very little. David Sweeney, computer programmer, is the robot driver. Down goes the pit. And it's a sort of a roly-poly, teetering, tumbling, tumble. And it crashes down.
Cease.
There's no place like the Dome.
2, 1.
terrific experience here. Diotoir has fought in every series of Robot Wars. Tornado semi-finalists in Series 4. Diotoir's weaponry is improved. Tornado drives back, though. It is the most persistent of machines, Tornado. Never gives up. Constantly on the attack. With that vertically mounted 15-kilo front spinning disc slicing into the side here of Diotoir. They thought they might get a fur ball and be choked. Diotoir now has side spikes. You see them there to ward off such attacks, and a neat turn of pace there to get away from Sergeant Bash. Peter Redmond at the controls, an aircraft avionics engineer who loves farming. Ants. Strange. Diotoir under pressure from Tornado. Slam. Bam. And back at you, ma'am. Diotoir showing tenacity and courage in there. And actually grappling there with Tornado. This is a real heave-ho. See the wheels spinning? Tornado cannot push Diotoir any further, it would seem. The sergeant comes in and has a look. Ooh, a little flick of flame. And Diotoir's fur was tickled. Andrew Marchant at the controls of Tornado. They've obviously crowned themselves kings of the Robot Wars arena thus far. Will they be dethroned as Tornado slams in on the bucket scoop? Diotoir over the years has become much more durable, you know, and this is a terrific, sustained fight between two stout-hearted machines. Tornado spinning away. Diotoir in there for the close grappling. Side by side, Toreador and Bull. Which is which? Tornado with a little bit of a push now. Side on to Diotoir. Dancing around the arena, close controls. Diotoir takes the plunge. Goes for the pit release first. Down it goes, the pit. Diotoir, did they sense that Tornado was on its last leg, as it were? What a shot this is! Diotoir nearly went in, but Tornado crash out!
Stand by.
In the first day of Robot Wars, the Diotoir team have been great fun. Peter Redmond, Dr. Zulu, Joe Gavin, and now, of course, Jack and the Spawn Again team of Darren Ball and Luke Jackman have also learned vital lessons over the past years. For a start, how to dodge the likes of Sergeant Bash in the arena. And how to twist and turn away from the tusks of Matilda.
3, 2, 1.
It's been fascinating to watch the development of these two sides. Spawn Again now with that formidable flipper. Diotoir, has lost one eye for a start. In underneath, Diotoir, very little ground clearance, but tumbled over. That was the first attack. And then as they tried to self-right and fired their weapon, both eyes actually came off Diotoir. At the controls, Peter Redmond. As for his tactics, he says, I'm never too sure, actually. And Spawn Again releases the button that will send Diotoir down into that crevice after a worthy battle through this heat to the final, but no further from the lads from Clondalkin in Dublin. And Spawn Again with the fur trophy already on the front flipper. Reaching the semi-finals of Scutter's Revenge in Series 3 and the semi-finals of Series 4 with Spawn of Scutter. We'll head through to the Series semi-finals again. Oh, Diotoir's on fire. We've seen that before, but we haven't seen quite as determined a performance from Diotoir as this one. Sergeant Bash comes in with a flick of flame, and Diotoir, crowd favourites, being taunted by the crowd now. And in a splash of steam, out go the flames and out go the hopes. In comes the sergeant once again. Well, there's going to be very little left of the polka dot fur. I don't know where they get the supply from every year. Only Peter Redmond and Dr. Zulu, Kieran Byrne and Joe Gavin would know. Perhaps it's something from their private lives they'd rather not discuss. We won't delve into that. Oh, and there they go, and there goes their machine. A charcoal heap. Tatters around the arena floor. Hey, Spawn Again, what are you doing out there having a go? on looks Joe Gavin. In comes Matilda. More damage caused to Diotoir. Spawn again doesn't exactly look healthy after the exertions of this final, but we know that it's Spawn again through to the series semi-final. Diotoir a crumpled heap.
From Gloucester in Gloucestershire, Pussycat.
The reigning tag team champions.
From Dublin in Ireland, Diotoir.
Won it last time with Pussycat as dotty as ever.
Right, I think entertainment is the key to this. If you're looking for serious robot battles, you're not going to get it here. Who are you going to go for?
Him. Well, we'll let them take care of the chicken anyway.
We've a different plan of attack. You see, we've already been paid by the dog guys and the chicken guys. We're going to just go straight for Pussycat. You know what I mean? Oh!
Teamwork!
That was the bit I wasn't supposed to say.
Diotoir isn't strong, isn't resilient, isn't quick, isn't deadly. I love it. Pussycat has the large vertical spinning disc. I love it too.
From Cannock in Staffordshire, bulldog-breed.
A previous UK Championship Heat finalist.
From Tiverton in Devon, robo-chicken.
Making up the team, the growl and the foul.
So you got your flipper,
Yeah.
which is in fine working order.
Yes, it is, yeah.
But are you slightly worried about Pussycat? Because you might not be able to even get underneath there.
Dog and a cat in the arena together, it's got to be tears.
Robo-chicken has the flipping tail and a great-looking pecking head. Bulldog-breed is improved, hits harder, and the cast nylon armour reacts when hit and gets harder too.
Roboteers, stand by.
To the captains then, Robo-chicken on the left, captained by Jason Snow, Bulldog-breed by Tony Summerfield, Diotoir on the left-hand side, the Irish boys, and Pussycat captained by Alan Gribble with the glasses there. Now in the arena is Shunt for the house robots, and Matilda top of your picture with the flywheel tail and the tusks.
3, 2, 1.
So it's Pussycat and Bulldog-breed, the kitty and the pooch first out. Lots of experience between the two of them. Bulldog-breed has fought in 4 UK championships. Pussycat, thrown into the air there, has fought in 5 UK domestic championships. Can run any way up. Pussycat, but not that way. Thank you very much. You're out. How many lives on a Pussycat? 1, and it's over. In went the Bulldog-breed. Up went the flipper. Out went the cat. Now Bulldog-breed takes on Diotoir. We said it would be entertaining, and the dog means business. He's out with the growl and on the prowl. For goodness sake, put him on the leash somewhere. Diotoir on its side, very near the flame pit. And we know what happens to the fur brain machine from Dublin. When it gets onto that flame pit, that is what happens. Diotoir mercifully off the flame pit. Wonderful team, great competitors, great fun in the arena and in the pits. So too Pussycats, Alan Gribble and Anne and Stuart Barnwell. But they're not going to play much of a role in the tag team terror, are they? What an onslaught by Bulldog-breed there. And that is what's left of Diotoir. Counted out by the ref bot, and that's the most emphatic victory we've seen so far in the tag team terror. It belonged to Bulldog-breed and a robo-chicken. We hardly saw that. Oh, Matilda on to Diotoir. Look at the punishing power of the flywheel. Goodness sake, get it out of the arena. Oh, what do they make of it?